people!
Hey!
We got everybody here today. I know this doesn't look like the usual suspects, right? Well, if you didn't know, I'm Don Juan. To my, I guess, left, you got the DJ A1. And then further to my left, we have a special guest, the beautiful Sanya.
Man.
How are you?
I'm awesome.
Is this your first? No, this is your first time.
This is my second one.
Your second time. So together we are about to speak on it. Okay.
Gotta know it.
Well, speak on it.
So I think this is the first time you have come and you are able to talk about a reunion.
Yeah.
So this is your first Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14 reunion.
Well, Sanya, after 4 Olympic gold medals, you thought you'd already run the race of your life.
So if you're gonna take that negative, like, girl, I don't.
Yes.
You're looking wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
You put that shit on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you definitely,
good.
you came through
You
and
look
put it
good.
on. You realized,
Thank you.
how do you feel coming into your first reunion?
Oh man, like this season was insane. Like everybody kept asking me, was it what you expected? I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't what I expected. It was just so intense. Like it's just always so much going on. And I think when you come into something like this that's so well established with women who are well established, it was tough. Like, you know, trying to come in and be authentic, be myself and do all the things. And then I felt like the reunion was like 12 hours and it was just like, okay. It was insane, but overall I enjoyed it though.
But you're also well decorated and
Thank you.
Established yourself.
Tell the folks, A1.
What'd she say?
She got
4-time Olympic gold medalist. You better put some respect on my name.
You know what I'm saying? We lay 5, but we don't count.
You know we don't count the bronze.
Yeah, we don't count the 5th one. Yeah. Who's your favorite? I want to know that. Who's your favorite housewife?
We going there.
That's a good question. So
And who's your least favorite other than
Yeah, let's go there.
All right,
I'm ready
so
to
I
hear
have,
this.
so I have. It's funny because I have 2 favorite housewives right now.
Okay.
And the irony of it is
I
that
already know who these are. Go ahead.
they don't get along.
Let's hear this.
Who you think it is? Guess.
Your favorite housewives, if I would watch these reunions, would it be a Sheree or a Marlo, to be honest? I feel like you're very Sheree or Marlo heavy.
Those are my favorite. No, my favorite 2 housewives right now are Candy and Marlo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Candy and
She
Marlo.
said they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Well, no, but in my mind, watching the reunion,
Yeah,
I felt
got
like
along
you connect with them a lot.
So that's a good question. That's a good observation. So during the season, I definitely felt like I connected with Sheree and Marlo the best.
Okay.
And then, you know, Candy and I went on vacation together, and
Yeah.
we've actually spent more time since we've been off camera.
Yeah.
And I love Sheree. Like, Sheree is, you know, a close 2. But those are the 2 I talk to the most and I feel most connected to right now. Which is ironic because both of them not really feeling each other. But, you know, those are 2 of my
I don't
girls.
like Marlo. So why do you?
You don't like Marlo?
Would you like someone who dogs your friends?
Oh, my goodness.
So, and you are friends with Candy.
Her shirt says, if you like me, grin.
You don't like, I think Marlo is misunderstood.
No, the fuck she not.
Yes, she is,
No,
A1.
she not. Fuck her.
Okay, no, we're not doing that. No.
Have you seen Speak on It? You're not coming in my house. Like, I wish I would pull up at Candy's house to go get something to eat and Marlo's sitting downstairs. That's how you know somebody ain't had no baby out there coochie. You know, out there hoo-ha. Especially a nothing other than amphibian sit when she pissed. You can never use that. Huh? That's how you know when somebody ain't had no baby out there woo-wah.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course I've seen it.
But there will be no bitches and hoes today. Let's see.
Well, I wasn't gonna say bitch and hoe because my daughter in the room.
So I came into this experience really trying to get to know everybody and build my own authentic relationships. Like, you know, really.
I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
From a viewer,
Yeah.
I think you truly
I really
tried to
did.
do
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
And I've said that.
Yeah, I really did. And I can only go off of my experiences with people.
Correct.
You know, and so far Marlo has been a really good friend to me. Like when I got sick, I got sick during the show. Marlo called me every day. She sent me a teddy bear. She sent me medicine. And like even since we've been done filming, even during filming, I feel like she was always the one checking on me. And that's my experience with Marlo. Obviously, I see how she handles other situations, and I be on her. I'm like, Marlo, if you want to have real friendship with you, cannot do this shit. But I just feel like sometimes I don't think she realizes sometimes when she just goes off like that.
And I'm gonna be honest. On the flip side, I have a very similar relationship with Kenya, who on the season I feel like you have not connected with. Kenya is the man. I text with Kenya all the time. Like Kenya's very genuine on how she. Why do you feel you two didn't connect?
And I felt like we went through the phases of a new friendship because actually Kenya and I did connect in the beginning. I thought that she was super cool, and I do talk to Kenya. The only person I don't talk to is Drew. Everybody else I talk to. I talk to Marlo and Candy the most, and Sheree and Kenya next, and then I don't really have a relationship with Drew. But I just think that with Kenya, and it's not that to me we didn't connect. It's just that Kenya has a very strong, you know, like position. She's very opinionated, and I wanted her to know, like, you know, some of the stuff she did made me feel a certain kind of way too. So to me, me, that's just a new relationship. I don't feel like we didn't not connect. And I actually like Kenya. I think she's really cool.
I wondered to myself how you came in the show.
Yeah.
You and Drew seemed like you guys were besties. What was the real reasoning behind the fallout?
All right.
Like,
and
the
I'm happy
real
to have
reason.
this platform to give real context to it. Because even on the reunion, I
She
feel like
basically said you lied.
she's okay.
She said that you didn't ever come into her room. She said you lied. She
Don
said
Juan,
none of that
based
happened.
on, I know you don't know me that long.
No.
But based on what you have seen,
I believe you
The
definitely
Jamaican
would
coming
come
out. Wait a
into
minute.
her-
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I wish the Jamaican would have came out a little bit more during the season.
Jamaican
Because I
coming
feel
out.
you let them try you a little bit.
You were being
Then
very,
at the end, she was,
you're right, yeah,
But
it
before
was.
she
you
was
were
like,
being
what do you
very,
mean?
very nice.
I was being nice.
I was like, I need to bring your mama in here and let her talk to him.
Don't make Drew get under your skin, cause Drew don't want none of this.
Yeah, she talking
Don't want none.
I'ma just,
What?
You're right.
Yeah, the mama get busy.
She don't
What?
play.
Yeah.
But okay, because the thing is, this is the thing. Like, I feel like when you're getting to know people for the first time, like, I didn't want to turn up every single time. I wanted them to really get to know who I was.
Yeah, for sure.
But then there were times I felt like, ooh, I had to like count to 10 and I had to hold on to my wig because I was like, girls. But honestly though, I feel like even on the reunion, I didn't get a chance to give the full context to how our relationship started. So let's really speak on it.
Okay.
So first of all, and I was telling you this before A1, I'm new to Atlanta. Like, I was living in Austin, and I, even about 3 or 4 months before we started filming, I still had my home in Austin. I had a townhouse here in Atlanta. So I met Drew about 3-4 weeks prior to meeting all the girls. So there is no, like, we are cool. Like, I was getting to know her, and I actually really did like her, but we don't have like a long-standing friendship.
Okay.
It didn't go way back. Like, obviously you meet somebody, you guys vibe, it might feel that way, but I didn't know her that long. I was introduced to Drew by a stylist we had in common. And we hung out maybe 2 or 3 times before we officially started filming. So that's the first thing. I knew Drew for about a month prior to meeting everybody else.
Gotcha.
So I feel like saying that we're friends, it's loose. We was friendly. We was friendly.
Friendly.
Yes,
Okay,
because
cool.
friendships are built over time. And when Drew and I were together, she was like, you know what? I had a tough time last season with the girls. I feel like sometimes they haven't really seen the real me. I'm not combative. I'm not all these things, right? So the issue that happened on the show was, we're going to New York, right? And I say to Ross, I'm like, damn, like, I feel like the girl that Drew says she wants to be, she's still not showing up as that girl. One, I feel like it's hard sometimes to tell people something that, because what I'm trying to tell her is like, I don't think you're genuine. That's a hard thing to say to somebody. And he's like, have a conversation with her. I said, okay, when I get to New York, I'm gonna talk to Drew. And I really wanted to talk to her one-on-one. That was my goal.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I actually went down, you can ask our producer, I went down and said, hey, can I have a conversation with Drew? She was filming at the time. She was filming, and then Kenya actually comes in like, oh, go for a walk with Kenya, because obviously I'm getting to know all the girls. They want me to have like, different times. So I go for a walk with Kenya.
I just don't ever feel like there are straight answers.
Right. She asked me how I'm feeling about Drew, and I was honest.
So,
Right? I tell her how I'm feeling. I'm like, look, I like her, but some of the stuff she's doing, it just don't feel like it's authentic, and I can't really rock with her. Like, I can't rock with people who I feel like are not being themselves. Like, when the camera turns on, she turns to a different person. Anyways, but y'all will see through this.
Do you think it's filming?
What do you think?
I feel like sometimes when the cameras roll, Drew starts acting. I really do. I feel like
I think we all said that.
So you basically said she two-faced.
No, well,
Or fake.
This is what I realized.
She ain't real.
Drew probably not lying, but she thinks in her head she's acting.
You want to make your husband happy.
And he wants to make his wife happy.
You might want to just think about it. You definitely have to try to make your husband happy, just as your husband has to try to make you happy.
You made it seem like you felt like it was a woman's
duty.
job.
And if you don't have the baby, guess what? Somebody else will.
Like, not just saying, well, you owe it to him. It's like, dang, like, you're making me feel like I have to. I really think she thinks she's not lying. I think she thinks she's
You
really
giving her a
acting.
pass even on that. Basically, you saying she lying, but you trying to say
she
her being an
definitely
actress.
lied. She definitely lies.
Okay.
But I
She
feel
is
like
Lucy
in her,
Dora.
I feel like she lies.
Ever
But
seen
in
the game?
her head, she feels like the cameras are on and she's acting. She's a persona. That's the only thing I could
Gotcha.
make of the whole situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I could go with
You
that.
know what I mean? So anyway, so then I have the conversation with Kenya. I go upstairs to Ross and he's like, you talked to Drew? I was like, nah, Drew is filming, but I talked to Kenya. He's like, you talked to Kenya? He's like, you know, Kenya gonna bring it up to the girls. So then, hand on a Bible, y'all, hand to God. I was like,
Well,
oh
that's
shit.
marble, but
Hand on a Bible.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, oh, there's one right there, a holy Bible. I knew Candy would have one around here somewhere. And so I said to myself, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want her to be blindsided by my conversation with Kenya. So I go down to her room and I told her, I was like, Drew, look, I had a conversation with Kenya. Here's how I'm feeling. I feel like you're an awesome girl, but I feel like sometimes on the show you're not showing up like yourself. Like, I mean,
And this is off camera.
This is off camera.
Okay.
And I was like, look, we don't have to fight on camera. Like, you know, you said you want to show up differently. Like, I'll bring it up and you can just say, hey, am I showing up like that? And she was like, and it was me, Ralph, and her makeup artist. And they were like, okay, cool, we got it. I got up on that couch, Don Juan, and that girl completely flipped the script on me. Act like she never heard it before. And I was stumped. I mean, I'm new to the show. I don't even know if I'm supposed to go down there and talk to her, so I didn't know what to say. And for me,
I could kind of tell.
Yeah, I was.
You had a few new moments.
Yeah.
Like when Kenya hung up on you,
you
looked up. She looked at production. She was like, "What the fuck?"
This girl hung up on me like.
I was like, "Oh, that was a real reaction." Like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
You want to be like, should I call her back?
We're gonna talk about that. Let's finish the Drew first. But yeah, and so I felt like there were, and I honestly, because I was gonna take the L on, like, okay, whatever, you know, I didn't say anything, it's fine. But the way she milked it on social media and acted like I was such a bad friend to her, I was like,
what? What did she do? I may have missed it. I don't follow everything.
Like what did she do? What didn't she do?
Interview.
She was the tweet queen. Yeah, she was like tweeting about me being a flip flopper, all of these things.
Oh.
Like, first of all, I wasn't flipping with you to flop. I had just met you. So that was unfair for her to say that. Then she kept saying I was a bad friend. I was like, I actually was a good friend. I came down there and warned you, sis, about what was gonna happen. So I just felt like that's what really left a bad taste in my mouth. And I felt like Drew took advantage of the situation. She's like, oh, I had a rough season last year. How about I'm going to flip it on you and give you.
Did you feel like when you started back watching the season and even saw her interviews, you had this is what we're doing moment? Because a lot of times that happens.
Absolutely. And it's funny because after everything happened or whatever, I was even still like talking to Drew and stuff. And I remember texting her and she didn't respond. And then this tweet came out and I asked her and I was like, oh, that's why you're not talking. So I just feel like sometimes with Drew, it's like all of this is like theatrics. And for me, genuinely, I'm new to Atlanta. I wanted to get to know these girls. I wanted to have a good experience. I just felt like that's not what that's why me and Drew never got to see eye to eye because she was looking for a TV friend and I was looking for like a real friend.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guess you learned your lesson on that, didn't you?
So, I mean, because I think with most people, when you come in and you watch the show, a lot of times, I mean, because even I would say with Candy, when she watched the show and she starts seeing the scenes that she was not a part of, then her perspective on people changed. So do you feel that it really highlighted it once you start seeing the scenes where Drew was in and you weren't, and you were filming the season and you got to the end like, no, girl, I don't know about this.
Yeah, no, 100%. There was a lot of lessons I learned throughout the season, and I think definitely with Drew, I just said it, I feel like, and even, I feel like a lot of people have said it. It's like she feels like she's in a TV role. Like, I feel like she feels like it's Will Packer or Tyler Perry. I'm like, no, this is reality TV. You can't win no Emmy, no Oscar. Like, this is supposed to be real.
She's not my lap dog. I don't have a lap dog.
She's your lap dog.
I feel like she be faking too, but it's just me.
What's happening?
It seems like on the reunion, every time Andy would ask a question, she would look at you like what do you think?
Yeah.
Like,
and I think the reason I felt like she did that in one was because I feel like she knows that she wronged me, even though she's never acknowledged that she's done wrong.
Okay.
Because I feel very strongly about the fact, like, yo, like, you broke my trust. Like, you know, like, we were building something and I went and I tried to have your back and then you totally played me. So I feel like her doing that because she knows, like, you did something wrong to me. So I think in order for me and Drew to really move forward, she needs to own it and apologize. You know, because I genuinely think she's a cool girl. Like, when we hung out off camera, I really liked her. And I love Ralph. I think Ralph was cool. Like, we had a great time.
I was going to ask that. So, I know that the fellas always hang out.
Yes.
Has that trickled into their relationship, you feel, in any way? The fact that you and Drew don't see eye to eye?
I think the part of it that it has affected is that we're not doing anything as a foursome.
Gotcha.
You know, like, I feel like, you know, the men, Ross and Ralph are cool. And me and Ralph are cool. It's just that, you know, I'm not able to find that common ground with Drew. So we're not going on couples dates, which we did before. We had so much fun.
Maybe you guys should go to acting class.
So we talk about a few moments where you had the like, hold on, this just happened moment. You had like one or two of them with Kenya. Describe those for me, because I mean, maybe I want to make sure we're on the same page and we're talking about the same. The one is when, no, you had about three with Kenya. The three. Okay. One is when Kenya, you told her she must bring a date. And Kenya said, bye, girl. Hung up in your face.
The Jamaica trip is a couples trip. Bye, girl.
Listen. What the When we went to New York, you know, Kenya said that she didn't know it was a couples trip. And she was like, I could have brought somebody. And I felt like I wish Candy would have said something. When I said it to Marlo and Trey, I kept making it clear they could bring a +1, any +1, your girlfriend, anybody. And with you, I said couples 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make you feel like it was just, it had to be a man.
Right.
The second you walked up to the car, and I think you should
yeah.
talk to her, and she said, girl, bye, rolled
Yeah.
up the window.
Yeah.
And then the third, you were sitting at the table in Jamaica, and she's like, well, give me those moments.
Yeah.
No, you're not that articulate. You can't really give me those moments. And you were kind of
Dang,
stuck.
Don Juan!
I'm just saying. So I want to know.
I had let that stuff go.
Start with the car first.
With the car first.
Yeah. So when
Because normally when somebody rolls the window up on you, shit goes left.
What?
did she roll the window up on me though? I don't remember her rolling the window up on me. Y'all making that part up.
Oh, now she like Drew. She don't remember nothing.
She's no different. She's the same crazy person she was.
The thing about Kenya,
You remember Girl Bye. You remember that one.
Oh, the hang up, I remember that. But I felt like, to me, that was the thing about Kenya that I feel like I relate to with Marlo, is that she could be very dismissive.
Okay.
And it's very hurtful. Like, the whole situation, like, I had a different perspective than a lot of other ladies about what happened with Marlo and Kenya that day, because I was the only one there when Marlo first came in the room, and you know, I had talked to Kenya before, and I felt like Marlo was genuinely happy to see her.
Okay.
And then I felt like Kenya was like, girl, bye. And I was like, dang, that's like, you know, if you're going to be here, at least play ball. Like, it's her trip. We're here to support her. And even in that moment, too, I felt like I was really trying to get them to see eye to eye so we could get out this parking lot that we were sitting in for 2 hours. And so, yeah, it was like another thing with Kenya where I felt like throughout the season, and, you know, my brain, I have to jog my memory down while, you know, because the girl is booked and busy. I'm like, anyways, but I remember now. But the thing about Kenya that I kept struggling with was she always kind of being nice nasty to me. Like sometimes she was like really friendly, really warm, and then the next thing she would do, I'd be like, wait a minute, are we friends? Like, are we building something here, or do you not like me? And I struggled with that throughout the season because I was like, I don't want her to be playing me because I genuinely liked her. But there were times I felt like, see, that's not how you treat somebody who, you know,
that you genuinely like.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so that was my struggle with her throughout
You're
the season.
very likable. I don't understand
you.
how someone would not like you.
Can you say one?
Yeah, other than Drew.
Yeah, because Drew lied.
I mean, but like I said, I do feel like when you watch back those moments and you've seen that, do you feel you got a better grasp of, okay, I just know how Kenya is, or you took it more personal?
Oh no, that's a good question. I think with Kenya, I started to realize that that's how she is, and so in those moments, I gotta check it. Like I can't let her slide because I felt like, and Sheree said it too. It's like, with Kenya, I feel like I do feel like Kenya is very grounded, and also, even though sometimes she doesn't come across that way, I do think that she is, you know, like realistic. So if you feel a certain way in that moment, she'll let you have the space to feel how you feel. And so in getting to know her, sometimes I felt like I didn't say enough or do enough, and I felt like I wish I'd have done more. Like in those moments, like, yo, because even when she hung up on me on the thing, I wanted to call her back. I was like, yo, that's not cool. And they're like, no, don't call her back. And I was like, no, but I think those moments are important to establish those boundaries with people like that. But you know, after watching it back, I just feel like that's how Kenya is, and I didn't take it more personal.
So outside of that, do you feel like any of the women outside of Drew has like wronged you in that way where you're like, I don't know about you?
No, not really. I think everybody else I've built, like, I think everything that we've gone through has just made our relationship have more, you know, color and context. And I know everybody else I'm really cool with. And I'm not saying that me and Drew can't get past this. Like, I would like for us to get past this. Obviously, you know, this whole show is about us building friendships and, you know, showing black women doing great things and bonding. And obviously it shows the highs and lows of relationships. So I would like to get past it with her. I just want her to own it. You know, I just want her to acknowledge it. And I think after that, then we can move forward.
She's not going to do that.
You don't think so?
Nah. She may, but will it be genuine?
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
we'll see.
Like you said, you talk about these relationships that you're like forging going in. Was it any time during this season where you felt like, what did I get myself into?
Oh.
Shit, that was every...
Yeah, there were plenty of
Every day,
times
right?
where I felt like that. I think the main time I felt like I was like, what am I doing, was in Jamaica with Kenya. When I just like lost I was like, there were so many things I wanted to say that I didn't say, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, you know, what is this?
It was one of those moments when you go back and be like, I should have said.
And I do that. Listen, that's me in my real life anyway. But I think honestly, like the pros have far outweighed the cons with this situation. Like being in this, you know, platform. Like the love, like people love the show. Like as much as people talk crap about House of Atlanta, they love the show. It's a huge part of culture. Like people love this platform, and I think, you know, all the commentary that we see throughout the season is really just how vested they are in it. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's been a blessing to be a part of this incredible franchise. But yeah, some days it would felt like, what the hell am I doing?
So I have a personal question. No, it's
gonna be good.
No, it's just something simple. So, as an Olympian and then as a housewife,
Well,
Which one did
even
you?
she was. Hold on, because when I originally met her, you were hosting
Yeah.
a TV show.
Yeah, I was with Will Packer.
Yeah, with Will Packer now.
Yeah.
So like doing those things. So let's add all of those into it.
Well,
In entertainment.
okay, so being an Olympian and then being in the entertainment space,
Yeah.
right? But still, my question: being an Olympian and then being on Housewives of Atlanta, which one garnered you the most attention?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, it's hard to say because I competed for 13 years pro. So I feel like my track career garnered me more visibility, especially globally. In the U.S., track and field is not as popular as other parts of the world. But if I go to Jamaica and other places, people, know me and they knew what I did. So I think it's still hard to tell. I think that the fans in Housewives are a different breed of fans than even in sports. Like, they come for you. Like they want answers. They want to know why you did this, and they want certain relationships to work, and and I didn't expect that. Like I wasn't prepared for that part.
How was your first day out after you aired on Housewives?
I mean, it's been really crazy, especially here in Atlanta. Because the thing for me is, obviously, I went through my peak of sports where I was, well known, walking out, people recognized me, and then I kind of went back down into anonymity because, I wasn't really doing a lot of stuff publicly. And so it's like, it's just kind of surged back up where everywhere I go, people are like, I was at an event last night here for something completely unrelated. I was doing some venture capital stuff, and it's like, everybody's like, that's like, and I'm like, oh shit, like, before, like, I could, people would recognize
You still can move around.
Yeah, but now it's like, you got 1 million people watching every week. They're going to recognize you in the streets. So.
Somewhere.
Talking about reunion-wise, your first reunion, and you get there, and like you said, it's a 12-hour day. Do you feel like, from your standpoint, that people really had to give answers, or that people really gave the answers that everybody was waiting for at this reunion?
And then they want to call me whores and prostitutes.
First of all, Candy was a damn hoe.
But they just want to belittle me because of fashion.
Kill you more. Bitch, you was a goddamn video hoe.
Because I say whatever is on my mind.
Can you not go below the belt? I need class for that. I don't know how to not go below the belt.
The thing I liked about the reunion was that I felt like Andy did really want to get answers about all the things that happened this season.
Kenya, you started to say something.
Okay.
And I do feel like most people were very honest. Most people were very honest. Not everybody.
Who wasn't honest?
Drew wasn't honest.
Oh.
Yeah, Drew wasn't honest. I do feel like most people were very honest, and I think that the fans are going to get a chance to see a lot of the behind the scenes of the show. Obviously, we filmed for 12 hours and they cut it down to 3 hours, so you don't see everything. But yeah, I thought the reunion was pretty good as far as like with some of the relationships, trying to figure out what was going on with some of the relationships, and some new tea with Sheree and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was good.
I just want to fast forward just a little bit, since we have you here. The hair flicking that we're going to see next week.
Yeah.
What was that about? Speak on it. Talk to me.
I had to close my eyes and count to 10 because I don't know. It feels like somebody spit on you when someone does that. And her hair didn't touch me, but I told him, I said, if her hair touched me, she hit me first. Okay, all bets are off, because I feel like she knew what she was doing. And even like the way they angled our chairs this season, it was very tricky. Literally, Drew knew what she was doing, and she would like box, like the way she was sitting. Sometimes I couldn't even see Andy, so I was already frustrated. I'm like, why y'all put me beside Drew, knowing that me and her don't get along? And then now she's blocking me from Andy, and then when she doesn't like what I'm saying, she gonna flip her hair in my face. I was like, yo, like those kind of situations are not cool, especially for someone like me who I got a lot to lose. I got a lot going on, and I'm not gonna risk all that stuff for like Drew.
Tell the people then, because what if the people don't know? What if all they know is tell the people?
Run the list,
Nation. Run it down.
I mean, I'm not really the kind of brag.
It's not brag. I asked the question.
So, okay, obviously, I competed in track and field for 13 years and won 5 medals. And, first, I remember I was reading the stat. I think it's like 0.0000001% of people that win an Olympic gold medal. So, first of all, it kind of frustrates me when Drew says she's only a runner. Baby, if I did nothing else, I have done more than most by winning Olympic gold. So, like, first of all, like, that frustrates me to no end. I'm the only female athlete that has been signed on to Nike since Carl Lewis after competing. So I'm still a Nike brand ambassador, 19 years strong, representing the company.
That's something to talk to.
I'm going to toast to that one.
Shit.
I was front row with Mark Parker and the CEO at Nike just last week for an event.
Talk to him.
No, I mean, but it's frustrating when people act like, you know, I've worked with NBC now for about 6 years as a broadcaster.
She got checked.
I founded my own company, Mommy Nation, that supports Black moms all over the world. And I do a lot of stuff with influencing. I work with a lot of great brands and do that kind of stuff. And I'm a wife and I'm a mom, so I have a lot of things going on. A lot of things that I'm really proud of. And, you know, and Housewives is just one of those things. I feel like for some of the women, like, Housewives is the thing. Like, even with Drew's
like
sister.
Who?
Like Drew. Like, when her sister said she was trying for 5 years to be on the show, I'm like,
damn.
This was the
ceiling.
This
was the ceiling, huh?
This was the ceiling. 5 years. So,
5
you know,
years.
I'm like, don't do that, Drew. Don't try to play me.
Well, I mean, you know, well, she did go from the game to Housewives.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a gap in between. No here, no there.
She was in TLC movie. Don't do it.
She was in a TLC movie.
She was T-Boz.
She was T-Boz.
She was?
Yeah.
Yes, I just put that together.
I
See
did
what I'm
not
saying?
know that.
You see what I mean?
So on the seating chart, you guys were the first ones out there.
Yeah.
And she's all like, hey, like you guys were friendly,
Mm-hmm.
the type of moment where she's acting and then now she's back to, this is like, did she get caught off guard? Like,
Yeah.
let me say hi.
Or maybe it was just pleasantries. Like it was just a hello.
And that's what I'm saying.
She was very warm.
She was very warm. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think with Drew, and that was my struggle the whole season, was I didn't know which Drew I was going to get. Was I going to get my off-camera friend, or I was going to get the person on camera who was going to pretend like I wasn't a good friend?
Right.
And, you know, I think that, but the tricky part about the show, and even talking about it right now, is this stuff happened months ago, right? Like, I don't want to even talk about that shit no more. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm over the whole...
It's like you have to rehash things when you see it again, right?
Exactly. You have to go back to that headspace and you got to rehash stuff. And I really do. I would like to put that behind us and really move on. And I do think that Drew wishes it will all go away as well. And I think that's why when I walked out, she was super nice. But then we got to talk about the stuff that we experienced on the show. And it was very intense for me and very emotional for me because, like I said, it frustrates me to no end when you are an authentic, real person and someone makes it out to be that you're something that you're not. Oh, did you go up that way? Okay.
And over here on the end, welcome to Jamaica, Sanya.
You know, like, I'm like, Drew, like, say whatever you want to say, but don't say I wasn't a good friend to you when you knew that I was trying to be a good friend to you. And I have authentically come on this platform wholly being myself. Like, that was frustrating to me, and that's why I got very emotional on stage. But, you know...
When she said you weren't crying?
Yeah. I was like, girl, like... And I really was trying not to cry.
They're tears.
It's just tears coming out.
So, all right. So, since we're talking about things that have happened and people not seeing eye to eye, I'm going to ask maybe some of the clashes this year, and you have to pick a side.
Oh, Lord.
Done one of these games.
So, if we say the Marlo and Candy, you're not being a good friend conversation. You've watched it back now also. Go ahead.
Why would you pick the two people I love the most?
I mean,
why not?
If you're here to speak on it, speak on it.
Speak on it.
All right, so, I mean... I love my girl Marlo to death. I think she's amazing. But after, you know, watching the whole thing back and also having my own experience with Candy now.
You don't even have it in your heart, Candy, how to help other people.
Okay.
I do feel like Candy is someone who helps people.
Preach.
So I think that that was a tough one for, and that's I think why she also got emotional too, is because she is somebody who helps people, you know, and I've yet to pick up the phone and call her and she would not pull whatever string that she could pull to help me.
She's for herself.
So, you know, in that instance, I felt bad for Candy. But I do feel like when I talk to Marlo and she tells me, like, you know, like there are things that she felt like, you know, Candy never showed up for her in certain ways. Like, that's her truth. Like, I gotta, you know, like that's her experience with Candy. If I had to pick a side on who I felt was, you know, genuinely hurt by the situation, definitely I felt Candy. And my experience with Candy is that she is helpful.
Okay. Fatum and Drew.
Hello, honey, I'm home.
Yeah, I mean, Fatum, I think that the whole situation went down in the first case, Fatum was saying something her assistant said, and she just jumped down Fatum's throat instead of saying, hold up, who said that? And then I felt like it was really whack for Drew. And that's the other acting thing I'm talking about. Like, who stops and gets a doggy bone on their way to a girl trip?
Yeah. That wasn't even fly to me, though.
She got a husband, 3 kids, and 15 assistants. But I know she ain't got no damn dog.
You even own a dog, Drew?
I used to own a dog.
Yeah, like
it wasn't even set up right. Like, you know what I mean?
It was whack. And I felt like that.
A pre-planned read is terrible.
It's just awful.
What is the barking?
Dreadful.
Yeah.
But do you think she Sheree. Like, she really, because it's a cast member, I don't know if I want to go against you yet.
Yeah. That's a good one, Jamie. I don't know if Drew was strategically trying not to go for Sheree. It was easier for her to go at Fatum. I ain't gonna lie, Fatum did, Fatum was going at Drew. So obviously I felt like Drew, if he was coming at her, she was gonna come for you no matter what this season. I think Drew was gonna fight with whoever wanted
whoever was gonna give it to her.
Yeah, if it was Sheree, me, Fatum, whoever.
Speaking of that, Sheree and Drew. Who's that?
Sheree.
Sir,
I'm asking the question, hey.
Sir, it could be anybody.
Kenya and Marlo.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. Ah, man, because I feel like they both do each other so wrong. I feel like Marlo goes below the belt, but I feel like Kenya is extremely dismissive to Marlo, which triggers her. Ah, damn.
Don't look at me.
Can she plead the fifth?
Yeah, you should probably. No.
I should at least get one plea to fit.
All right, you want to plead? Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure.
with that, you just said a key thing that you feel like Marlo goes below the belt sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever, with forming your relationship with her,
Yeah.
question like, girl, is that going to happen to me?
For sure. You have to.
Let her answer this question.
So I think that obviously when you're in friendships and relationships, you do know that the way people treat other people is an indication of how they'll treat you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
However, I do feel like personally, Marlo most of the times has to be pushed to go there.
Okay.
And so I don't think it's gonna just come out the blue like she's just all of a sudden just gonna
You really think Marlo's a great person, huh?
I think she's a great person. Yeah, I think Marlo's a great person.
That's interesting. Go ahead.
Unless provoked, I don't think me and Marlo will go there. And I'm hoping that the relationship we're building is genuine and her and I won't have to go there. And I'm trying to help Marlo to see that she don't need to go to other people too. She can do better.
Now, if she ever goes there with you, be looking for my phone call. Okay? I'm not going to tell you I told you so right now. But what I will tell you is this, because I'm still mad. I'm upset. Anytime a person helps you in your life and you turn around and disrespect them on the level that she disrespected Candy, nobody's safe. Okay? So I know it's in your heart to help. Okay.
Okay, so we're seeing like
I can tell.
She
My
on the
blood pressure gets high
reunion,
every time.
they flash back to your family was only supposed to be living with you for a year.
Oh, yeah. 10 folk in there.
There are 9 people living in the house.
Wait, they still there?
Yeah, gladly.
Now, we just got the house.
All right, so this was the thing. When I decided to move to Atlanta, which I told
And
you
you
was kind of
decided
a
to bring
last
everybody.
minute, rush. My mom was like, okay, because my mom then moved to Austin for me. Like, they
Okay,
came to
gotcha.
Austin when I went to school at UT.
Oh, okay.
My mom then managed my career. She traveled all over the world with me. That's like my ace. And so when I decided to move, she said, okay, Sam, we're going to move back to Florida because my mom and dad want to retire in Florida.
Okay.
And my sister was like, we're going to move to Dallas. My sister and her husband went to Dallas because they wanted more diversity for their boys. So I was like, well, if everybody's moving, why not come to Atlanta and see if you guys like it? Because I selfishly love having my family around. Like, I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if it don't work for you, her. It works for me. Like, I love being with my family. And so my mom was like, okay, we'll come. We'll give it a year and we'll see if we, if we like it. My mom and dad said they'll get a place here, and my sister and my brother-in-law. So, I mean, honestly, a year has gone by so fast. Like, we barely had the house ready in like 6 months. Like, we're finally now
We know.
like really in there. And so, I think probably in the next 6 months or to a year for sure, everybody will figure out what they're doing. But
You
I'm
have
not
10
complaining.
people in one
It's
house.
9 of us. 9, not 10. 9.
9 rounds up to 10.
No, you can't round up people. You round up
Once
numbers.
somebody have
You
company.
No, we don't have.
So speaking
no,
of
all the company already there. The
So
people who I would
speaking of
invite
that,
are
how does
there.
that work? You're in the house. You
Yes.
have your brother-in-law. You have your mom.
Yeah.
You talk about, hey, I want to, speaking of Marlo didn't even know what an IUD was.
I know.
Did you not get thrown off that your friend did not know she was calling a DUI and everything?
But Marlo ain't trying to have no kids.
But that's a woman.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. But anyway,
I'm
what
not.
happens when you start to talk about reproducing? You got to do some things to reproduce.
Yes, and we
How
do
does
the
that
thing.
work
Yeah,
up in
what's
the
the
house?
privacy
we do the
level?
thing.
I feel like
We
mama
do the
gonna come
thing.
knocking. You want these
No,
oxtails,
no.
baby? And, you up in there like, like that don't make sense.
Mama trying to get your rice and peas.
You know what I'm saying?
You trying to get the D.
Thank you.
Oh my
like,
You know what I mean?
and your sister coming in, hey girl, oh,
Right.
okay, well what's that? I ain't
No,
never did that with my
that
husband. That's
doesn't
what I'm
happen.
saying. It gets tricky.
You can't shit with the door open like
Thank
how
you.
does this work?
None of this. How does
It
this work?
works. So the house is perfect.
Okay.
So the house is set up where we all have like our own quarters, right? So downstairs in the basement.
It's a pretty big house.
It's like an 8,000, 9,000 square foot
Oh,
house.
okay.
My mom and dad live downstairs. They got their rooms.
Oh, you got
they
a
got
lot of money.
everything.
Oh, and I forgot her husband.
Yeah.
He came with a check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
And then we're on the main level, and then my sister and her husband live upstairs. Like, and their rooms are to the back of the house. So it's like, honestly, literally, I'll be gone on a trip and come home, and I'll be like, does anybody live here? Like, we literally don't see each other unless we want to see each other. And I have no problem with sexy
Do you have
time.
like sex music that you have to play to let them
No,
know? Do you
they
have to
can't
put
do
on
put a
tape?
sign on
Do you
the
put
door?
a sign on the door and then put the tank when we
Y'all are hating.
when
No.
we so they know they be like, don't go down there. They don't
win-win.
Yeah, they win.
No, that has not been an issue at all.
So
Ross and
are we still working on baby number 2?
we are officially working on baby number 2.
You're officially working on. Oh, wow.
Officially
We are
working.
officially- I mean, the IUD is
Yeah.
out. We know before the IUD.
Okay,
is
so you
in,
know that's the next question.
Yeah.
Are you pregnant?
No, not yet.
I be lying and shit.
Then next week, with People Magazine,
Right.
Sarah Richards Ross announces
No.
her pregnancy.
No.
Right.
Because you know
I'm
what?
not
If you do
gonna
that,
lie. Yeah.
I'm going to be like, she love bad too.
If you
No!
if you post some baby Nike shoes,
In like 2 weeks,
I'm
we
on
going to be
you.
mad as hell.
I'm on you now.
No baby to report yet. I'm gonna tell you one thing you're gonna be able to count on me is I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
So
Okay.
no, we're working on it though. But my period came last week. So y'all, TMI, since y'all want to know everything.
Since we all in her cooch.
Exactly, because I keep hoping it won't come, and then it comes. So I'm like, okay.
All right.
we're
So, but
still
you're
working on
actively
it.
working. So, do
Yeah.
you feel like that you and your husband talked about the things that you were concerned about from
Yeah.
the last time?
Yes.
And that working is not you just appeasing him, it's something that you both are jointly in this wanting to do now.
Absolutely. And I just felt like, I think the main thing that I don't know if viewers got to really understand was, and I wrote a blog about it on Mommy Nation, so you can check it out if you haven't read it yet. But
That Mommy Nation drop, you better get
Yeah,
it.
man, plug it.
it is that my husband and I had this beautiful relationship and marriage before
Okay.
we had kids. Like we were, I say, and I'm not exaggerating, we were like honeymoon stage for like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like we had the perfect marriage, and then we went from 2 to 3, and it was very, very hard. Like I don't think people tell you enough how much it.
Wait, how many kids do you have?
Just one.
Just one. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, and how much it changes your
Okay.
life. Like everything changed. And I think, especially for us, a lot of things were changing at the same time. We both retired. We're both in the house full time together. We're now having this kid. Like there was a lot going on, and it put a lot of pressure on my marriage. And I was
So
like,
you lost yourself as a wife.
I wouldn't say I lost myself as a wife. No, I would say that my husband and I lost that communication, and that we had this high,
bond, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
This put a lot of pressure on our marriage, and I was like, yo, I don't want to go through that again. Like we finally got back on the same page, and our marriage was good, and we figured out how we want to parent Deuce, and it's like we're gonna do it again. So that was my concern. Was like, let's just be a family of 3 instead of being 4, and maybe me and Ross don't make it. And that's a real thing. So
You gotta know people in your house. If
no,
you
it's
don't.
and it doesn't. I gotta have to help me.
Yeah, you gotta know people over there.
I know, and that's the thing. Like people, the funny thing about it, and I think a lot of women can relate to this, is that even if you have 10 people, you're still mom.
Yeah.
And a lot of it still falls on you. And so for me, doing all the things and trying to balance everything, balance being a wife, being an entrepreneur, it was just a lot. And I think Ross finally understood, and he heard me out, and I think that we're in a good spot now to go for it again.
Got you. Would Marlo be the godmother?
No.
Now we just pushing it.
I was just asking a question. You
You
know,
might as well
I-
ask, will Drew be the guy?
I'm just
No, I still got some other, best friends in my life who would be
Okay.
pissed off if Marlo was the godmother of my daughter.
Well, long story short, I kicked the boys out.
What?
I told them to get the out.
But Marlo would be another great Muntie. I think she has great Muntie skills.
What?
Speaking of that, I have to say this part. The part where you and your husband go over there
Oh, yeah, that was dope.
and your husband is showing them about changing the
Yeah.
tire,
Yeah.
oil, and all of
Yeah,
that.
that was dope.
I thought that was amazing. We talked about that
Yeah.
before because
He
it's a
stayed
lot
up
of
there.
times like,
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't even 40 years old, but I know a lot of guys that are my age who don't know how to change their own tire.
Right.
For me, I thought that was a very instrumental part of
I
like
would be one of those people.
I mean, obviously.
Well, I know how to change a tire. I'm just not going to do it. Like I would never.
And we've kept that up. Like it's
Really?
Yeah, like I check in with Michael and William all the time,
That's
FaceTime
dope.
them, birthday stuff. Like, yeah, like I think it's important for young black men especially to feel loved and supported and have those relationships. And Ross has invited them to events and stuff.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
just, yeah,
Nah,
it's
your
important
husband a
to
real
us.
stand-up cat.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, no, that's.
Today's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Ross.
And I came over here with y'all. This is love.
This is love.
Well, thank you.
Speak on it.
You know, you had some stuff to speak on, so that's why, you know, you got to clear
Thank
the
you
air.
for allowing her to leave, Ross.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were watching the show, and I'm not going to lie, I was like, she on Drew neck. And some people felt like you were on Drew neck because she was the easier target, if I look at the comments.
I don't think she's that easy of a target.
Me either.
That's what you've seen the comments too, correct?
I do my best not to read comments down one because I got to keep my sanity and my peace.
I get you.
So, but of course I hear rumblings and stuff like that. But to me, it's like, this is the thing. If I'm coming on the show as Drew's friend, why would I want to come for my friend? That would be the last thing I would want to do.
Yeah.
So I never thought about it as going for the easiest target or she was low-hanging fruit. That was never the case. I actually was trying to be a good friend to her and it backfired on me. So it wasn't never that. Like, I really was honestly hurt by how our situation played out. It was no longer about her putting her hand in Sheree's face and her lying about dropping with Drew. None of those things. It was like, damn.
What she lied about with dropping with Drew?
This is Jackie, my partner. She is amazing.
No, it wasn't. Remember in the beginning when she was talking to me and Candy?
No, tell us.
With the Dropping with Drew thing, right? Initially, Candy and I won't speak for Candy, I'll speak for myself. I thought this was a company that she started.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Okay.
Remember, like when we had the first dinner at our house, and she was like, okay, so we had this dinner at her house, and she was like, she started this program because, you know, like she felt like she was being body shamed, and you know, and I was like here for it. I was like, oh my god, that's super dope because I started Mommy Nation for
she reeled you in.
Yeah, and then it all came that the business existed 5 years prior, and she was kind of the face of the company.
Jackie, you own all the locations. Yeah, so you brought Drew in.
Which is fine because all of us are ambassadors for different brands.
Correct.
But it was the way that she positioned it in the beginning, as though it was like she started.
Her brainchild.
Yeah, her brainchild. And it's a different thing when you're an entrepreneur. You have to do the marketing. That's a different beast than when you just slap your face on something. All of those things I kept like saying to myself, like, this girl being real, like I just couldn't get. The one thing, let me tell you about everybody else. The one thing, Marlo, what you see is what you get.
I don't work out, baby. I get lipo. Isn't that what Drew does?
Like, she gonna cuss you out. I appreciate people who I know what I can expect from them.
Correct.
It's tough for me when I don't know what to expect from you.
So you actually dropped it with Drew.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Why would I drop it with Drew when I have been dropping it on my own for years? Like, I am fitness. I am health.
But did you feel like
Talk to my friend.
Did you
I
feel
am
like when
fitness.
you saw the results and even seeing it on TV that, like, did you?
Right.
Juan, that's not right.
What? I'm asking a question.
I didn't hear the question. Can you ask
like,
the full question?
When you saw
did y'all
it,
hear the question? Because I didn't hear the
when
question.
you saw it on TV and you were like, okay, that's a Drop It With Drew program. Did you see the results from the pictures even that you had saw?
Did you see the results of the pictures that one?
I'm asking a question to you.
I mean,
Does the program work?
I never tried it, so I can't speak to that. But I mean, Drew says it works.
But
She said she
did
lost
you see the
20
20 pounds and 30? Did you see?
She said
not
she
in that
lost 20
picture.
pounds.
Not in the side by side that they showed. You couldn't tell the results there. But she looked snatched at the reunion.
Okay.
She looked snatched at the reunion. It looked like it worked for the reunion.
She probably used your outfit.
When anyone want to confess, now would be the time to confess that you wrote the thing about Candy.
You being friends with people, nobody wanted to fess up to it. Like, had you heard anything in the streets of who
Wrote it?
No, I never heard anything about who wrote that.
I know. I feel like I know who wrote that.
Who you think wrote it?
Marlo.
I felt like at that time, that early in the season, I don't feel like Marlo and Candy had any beef or anything. So I don't feel like.
well, I wrote the next week.
She was up there saying she was a hoe.
Oh.
So like I think
At your event.
we know two culprits at least.
You think
Well,
Marlo?
Chris was there. He said when he was there, he saw an orange marker, and the only people that might have shared one or had one would have been Drew or Sheree.
Damn, we done threw
Still-
Drew in the mix.
Still a mystery.
I know Drew and them bad fashions ain't out here talking about people sucking dick. I'll be damned.
Not the bad fashion.
I thought she was gonna get it together come reunion.
Did Drew come on speak on it?
She hasn't been yet.
She hasn't been.
Next week.
Okay.
All right, now Drew, you bring your ass in here now. We need to call No IG Jeremy for your ass now. You come in here with them late fashions on. That wardrobe from the game. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Leaving out of this experience from your first reunion to being a housewife, what are your feelings, your thoughts after you have had survived your first year as a real housewife of Atlanta?
Overall, I loved it. So here's my thing. I like doing things in my life that keeps my heart racing fast, things that I wasn't sure if I could do it, and then I learned from it. And so I felt like this first season was awesome. I feel like I have built some genuine connections with some of the ladies. I really think that this show is about meaningful relationships. And so now, after having a year of knowing the ladies, I feel like the show is only going to get better.
I am the moment, bitch. I am the moment.
Because there are meaningful connections now, and we can have, you know, like the scenes and the events won't feel so surface. Right, when you don't know somebody, it's like, you know, we beefing about stupid stuff. Yeah. But now it's like I feel vested in Marlo's life. I feel vested in Candy's life. And, you know, I want to see where that takes me, you know, and where that takes all of our relationships. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to doing another season and, you know, being a part of the amazing cast.
Can't wait to see you and Drew get back together.
Did you ever, like, even sitting there at that reunion think, no, I just want to do one and done?
No, I'm not a one and done kind of girl.
Yeah, but Kenya said something based on what you said, and I think it was worth her being able to finish her thought.
Like, I want to see this experience through, and I don't think having one season of the show, I don't think fans got to really get to know me and see my personality. I certainly didn't get to know the girls that well, and so no, I'm definitely vested in seeing this thing through. I don't know if I'm gonna have a Candy career on Housewives. I don't know if I'm gonna go 11, 12 years strong, 13. Woo! But I definitely. You know, if it's around that long, we'll see.
Do you feel like at every moment that even you were tried, or do you feel that you showed up, or you feel like, no, next season I have gotten the playbook on how y'all ladies are.
Yeah.
It will not happen again like you got me this past year on some of these interactions.
So I think for me, it's I don't want to ever go into the show contrived. I don't want to like try to be something. I think that's when it comes across disingenuous. So for me, I just want to keep being myself. I think the more you get to know people is the more of yourself that you show.
Again, because pop, yeah, come out to the end.
Exactly.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Your mama at that cooking scene, I said, baby, I want some more of these scenes. Mama said, well, what is she talking about? Like, she was ready to go in.
She was ready to go in. And that's
Does your mom normally, that's what I was saying, does she normally do that?
Yeah, she's a firecracker.
So if she normally does that, it's in there.
It's in there. It's in there. But no, this next season, you know, if next season happens, I don't know if I can say it, but I just want to be more of myself. Like, I don't want to, I'm never going to go on the show and be like planning doggy bones or none of that stuff. Like, bones, you know, I just want to be
the shade.
I just want to be real. I just want to be myself. I hope I get to show more of my family. Okay. I love that part. Like, just like all of us living together and the dynamics of that. And my husband, I think that we have a beautiful relationship. So I hope we get to show more of that. And yeah, I just hope I get to, you know, spend more time with the girls and get to know them. But yeah, I don't want to change too much. I want to just be myself.
Yeah, I want you to cuss people out next year.
Why you want me to cuss the folks out?
Because it's in there. Most people wanted to see.
They were running over you.
They were like, she holding back.
You thought they was running over me?
Yeah.
No.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I love her. Who you think ran over the most?
Kenya.
I think so too. I think you let her. I think you normally would have gave a little bit more. I don't think everybody else, but I think you definitely held back and was like, 1, 2, 3, the devil's after me. 4, 5, 6, he's always throwing sticks. 7, 8, 9, she hung up on me again. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You were holding on to your Crooklyn saying and not going there. And I think that on a show like this, people are like, girl, if that's who you are, let her know. Like, don't you do that with them other girls.
So we met nice you this season. Next season.
Y'all want to see more?
No, not seeing more of the other side.
Shut up. Yes, we want to see you turn up.
Jamaican Rude Galley.
There we go. Wagwan.
And you were like,
let me ting.
Is there anything else? Tell us where they can find you, what you have coming up.
Yes.
Any of those things?
Follow me on social media, Sanya Richie Ross. If you're a mom, a black mom, or you're interested in the black mom experience, definitely check out Mommy Nation. We're doing all the things. And yeah, you know, just continue to do my stuff with Nike and NBC and hopefully other great things in Atlanta.
Are we still with Outfit?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Ireland to do another series with iFit. I'm leaving in 2 weeks, so I'm going to be in Ireland. See, I'll be forgetting all the stuff. But yeah, I'm still with iFit. Yep.
Checks just rolling in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, A1, you got anything? Where can people find you, you know?
Yeah, man. The DJ A1 on my side. Listen, I mean, I'm just saying.
Are you going to wear your granddaddy jacket?
Are you going to wear his jeans?
Are you wearing his glasses?
Are you wearing his shirt?
You wearing his jewelry?
Uncle Don Juan, where can we find you?
Grandpa A1, we can find you. So you can find me at Don Juan NC. Check out all things me. Again, thank you for everybody on this panel.
Oh, wait, you know what? I got like 26 shows coming up.
What?
Now he want to talk.
I just thought, I mean, you know.
He had an old people moment.
I got like 26 shows. Just follow me, the DJ Aone. I mean, I got 50 shows before Christmas, but yeah.
All over the country?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, show my side.
You gotta come to DJ Ross's party.
Yeah, I'm with him.
If you're free.
She said, if you're free, that's corresponding two parts to it.
You're right. If you're free, and if you're free.
That was a two-parter. She was trying to throw that.
Well, I may be available.
Right.
But I am sure ain't free.
So, yeah, thank y'all again for watching. Speak on it.
I missed it that
You
time.
missed that time.
One more time.
Thank you for watching. Speak on it.
Well, speak on it.